All right, we are live. Welcome to weekend review for April 2nd to 4th of 2021. I also got a little bit to talk about tonight, mainly this garbage going on right up here. Bellator, what can you say? It's Bellator. Anyway, let's get down into the fights. I'm not going to waste everyone's time too much tonight. It's Sunday night. Big holiday. I know people are tired. I'm tired. But let's get down into the fights. First up, we're going to Victory FC number, 80. We're supposed to have two ladies fights. Only ended up having one. Sorry for the small picture size here. Where we have, Morgan Hickman defeated Hannah Rosario via unanimous decision. That was a bantamweight bout. Hickman climbed to 2-2. Rosario fell to 0-2. I didn't end up watching this event. I didn't see the point in paying for it. So really couldn't tell you much about this fight. They were also supposed to have a strawweight bout, Emily King versus Jessica Ruiz. Apparently, Jessica Ruiz never showed up or refused to come. According to Emily King, that was her words she used on an IG story, said, "My opponent refused to show up, so the bout was canceled." That's regional MMA for you. You might have a fight, and then up until the day of the weigh-ins, you think you have a fight, and then boom, it's canceled. Or it could be fight day. Boom, you're out of a fight. Or you might have like 3 opponent changes within 3 weeks. That's just regional MMA for you. I mean, it's unfortunate that it happens to fighters, but that's why they say unless you are like a mid-card fighter or better in UFC, don't quit your day job if you're going to be an MMA fighter, because you need to be able to keep supporting yourself. Then also on Friday night, Cage Fury FC number 95 had one ladies bout in the strawweight division. Hillary Rose defeated Alana Arnett via TKO in, I believe, the second round. Topology doesn't have the results up yet. So Rose climbed to 5-2. Arnett fell to 0-1. Arnett came out very aggressive to start off the first round, looking to clinch and tie up with Rose. And then, that was about all she really had was that first 30 seconds. And then from there, the striking of Hillary Rose really started to take its toll. And just the overall experience factor is what did it. And then Rose started landing some super hard low kicks to the legs of Alana Arnett, and she didn't know how to check them, didn't know how to react to them, just got knocked down by low kicks, and the referee had seen enough, putting a stop to it, and I believe that was in the second round. Then Icon Fighting Federation number 6, also on Friday night, had 3 ladies bouts. First up in the featherweight division, Abigail Montez defeated Teresita de Jesus Lopez via TKO, 2 minutes, 15 seconds of the second round. Montez climbed to 2-0. Lopez fell to 0-1. Lopez, very tough fighter, was able to take some hard shots from Montez and just kept coming forward, but Montez just the overall better fighter and was able to take Lopez down and pound her out in the second round. So nice job there for Abigail Montez of Lobo Gym, teammate of UFC fighters Alexa Grasso and Irene Aldana. Then at bantamweight, Claudia Zamora defeated Andrea Vazquez Pantoja via TKO due to ground and pound, 2 minutes, 21 seconds of the first round. Zamora climbed to 2-1. Zamora climbed to 2-1. Vazquez fell to 0-1. Not a bad fight out of Zamora there. Not really much to talk about on it. And then on the main card, Isis Verbeek defeated Dana Garcia via submission due to rear naked choke, 4 minutes, 55 seconds of the second. That was in a strawweight bout. Verbeek climbed to 2-1. Garcia According to Topology, fell to 0-1. Now the commentator said that she had like 3 fights going into this one. If she did, they're not showing up anywhere, so I can't really comment on it. Nice showing out at Isis Verbeek. You know, obviously she's a stand-up fighter, but she's showed some more of her ground game here as well. Judy asks, which fight TKO with that awesome head neck kick? If it's the one I'm thinking of, that was Lucia Sabova from Octagon 22. That was last weekend. So that was a very nice, awesome, you know, head neck kick. So 3 fights on Icon 6 and 3 finishes, which is a nice way to, you know, end the week. But then we moved to Bellator also on Friday, 255. 1 bout in the flyweight division, opening the main card. Conor Watanabe defeated Alejandra Lara via split decision. Watanabe stayed undefeated, climbed to 10-0-1. Alejandra Lara fell to 9-4. Not a bad fight for either lady, but not the greatest either. Lara just kept overextending herself and just had wild entries on her strikes, which allowed her to get into Watanabe's range. Watanabe just really needs to work on her striking defense, really her striking period, because the way she was trying to enter and get into range was just throwing these like wild, like looping jabs to get into range, and they just weren't very effective at all. Really, every time she was able to get a hold of Lara, it was because of Lara. Went to split decision. I don't know what that one judge saw. I had it Conor Watanabe 2-1. Lara took the first round. Watanabe took the second and the third. I'm working on my review for that. I already started it. I got to finish it after this broadcast is done. Yeah, I don't either. The best I can think of was that because Lara had Watanabe rocked hard and dropped her with an elbow early on in the second round and had her hurt. That's the best thing I could come up with was, you know, dropping her with that elbow. Then one last ladies bout for the weekend, and I forgot to include this on my preview the other night. Deep Osaka Impact 2021 took place on Sunday in Osaka, Japan. One ladies bout at 49 kilograms. That's about 108 pounds. Moeri Suda defeated Mika Sakamoto. Suda on the left, Sakamoto on the right. Via decision after 2 rounds. Suda climbed to 1-2. Sakamoto fell to 0-4. Not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I didn't watch the fight, so I can't really comment on it. But obviously, it was 2 fighters desperate for a win. One of them got it, and the other didn't. So that is it for the weekend's fights. So let's talk about this junk. So this was announced on Friday night at Bellator 255. Cyborg versus Smith 2 going to be going down Friday, May 21st on Showtime. Apparently, this is going to be the main event, which it's title fight. That part of it makes sense. But what doesn't make sense to me is why booking this rematch in the first place. Nobody asked for this. Who actually asked for this rematch? Okay, maybe the fighters asked for it, or maybe Leslie Smith asked for it. But what fan actually asked for this fight? Who thought that this was a good idea? That's what I want to know. This is the most pointless rematch ever. I mean, their first fight happened. Let me look it up here real quick. Was Cyborg's UFC debut at 140-pound catch weight at UFC 198, May 14th of 2016. So you're coming up on the 5th anniversary since Cyborg debuted in the UFC when this fight takes place. So what? Smith lasted 1 minute and 21 seconds before she got decked by Cyborg. And the only argument I could possibly see anyone making for this rematch, and it's a stretch, is that they say, well, it was a bit of a quick stoppage. stop. Spare me the quick stoppage nonsense. It wasn't a quick stoppage. Smith had nothing for Cyborg in the entirety of the minute and 21 seconds. No rematch is going to make any difference in the world. This fight is garbage. It is a garbage fight. It is a garbage rematch. Nobody asked for this. Why are they making it? I'll tell you why. And frankly, I think Bellator should just come out and admit it too. It is a stay busy fight for Cyborg. That's all that this comes to. It is a stay busy fight. Because that's all Smith is going to offer, is a reason to get into camp, stay in shape for Cyborg, come out and collect an easy paycheck. That is the only excuse for this fight. And Bellator should just come out and say it. I mean, this fight doesn't really need any promotion. It certainly doesn't deserve any promotion because it's garbage. It's stupid. It's pointless. It's a stay busy fight. You get Cyborg a win in 2021. Meanwhile, you have Kat Zingano taking on, who is she taking on? Oh, Olivia Parker. Zingano's taking on Olivia Parker, which should be an easy win for Kat Zingano. Even in 2021, that should be an easy win for Kat Zingano. And then boom, later on this year, they book Cyborg versus Kat Zingano, which is going to be another drubbing for Cyborg because Zingano's not a featherweight. And Zingano hasn't been good in years. So yeah, this is a stay busy fight in favor of Cyborg. And then Zingano gets another win off of Olivia Parker. I think even before that. When is the Zingano Parker fight? Zingano fights Parker about a month earlier on April 9th. So yeah, you get both of those two fighting about the same time, and then you set up the fight between Cyborg and Zingano, and then Zingano gets her face smashed in, and boom, that's it. Anyway, some interesting news out of Invicta, and I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this so you can also read this. Robert Joyner posted on Friday night. I hear that there should be more news on Invicta shortly. They will be announcing a new broadcast partner, and with it are planning more frequent shows, around 20 to 22 shows a year, probably half that the rest of this year. And then Drake Riggs, who, if you follow the channel, you should know Drake. He's been a guest on here. He said, can confirm this. Plenty of additional detail, of course, but announcement was supposed to be made 2 weeks ago, but has been delayed as some finishing touches get worked out. Should be sorted soon, and very exciting things are indeed coming for Invicta. Now, I don't know who Robert Joyner is previously to this. I checked him out. He used to work for MMA Payout. So should be a fairly reliable source. Of course, I do take Drake Riggs as a reliable source. This is big news out of Invicta. 20 to 22 shows. That's more than double what they've ever been able to put on. I think the most shows Invicta has ever put on before this was 8 shows. Yeah, I think we all have. They haven't put on anything since, I think, November. So it came out that they're no longer with Fight Pass, so we've been wondering since then. I think the announcement was made that they'd be putting their next show on YouTube, but it looks like they've already found a new broadcast partner. But like I said, if this is true, and we'll wait for an official announcement before, talking about it in depth. But if true, this is huge because Invicta has not had more than, I believe, 8 shows was the most they ever put on in a single year. It's going to be hard for Invicta, I think, because they build up fighters just in time for, them to leave for, Bellator or UFC. Now it seems like they're going to be going to one. At least Lisa Anderson did. It's going to be very interesting to see how Invicta is able to pull this off while keeping it to a certain quality level that we've come to expect from Invicta. I think a big thing that Invicta is really going to have to work on is that they're going to have to learn to say no sometimes when fighters get bigger opportunities. They're going to have to say, look, we've already got you scheduled for a show. We can't let you go right now until you fulfill at least this bout. Or they're going to say, listen, we have you under contract. I can't let you go right now because we've already got a bout lined up for you. Normally, you don't want to do that. Sometimes, like I know that was for a long time, that has been Shannon Knapp's Invicta, president's biggest thing, is that she does not want to turn down a fighter if they get a big opportunity to, go and improve their careers and, get to the big show. She's never really turned fighters down. But if you're going to put on 20 to 22 shows a year and keep it to a certain level of quality, you might have to learn to start telling fighters no. I mean, it's going to be hard, but sometimes you got to do what's best for the company and not what's best for individual fighters. So really interesting news there out of Invicta FC. Anyway, that's really all I have for tonight. Like I said, I wasn't going to keep anyone here. I've got to finish my Watanabe Lara fight review and then do some other stuff before I get to bed early morning tomorrow. And I know, like, if you're watching this and you're like me, time is money. So that's really all I have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video, please give it a like, share it as well. While you're at it, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.